Yo, 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 how we living? Wednesday night, hump day. Hey, I just want to change the world.
I just want the perfect girl. I don't want to hang around.
I'd rather be found.
It gets better. I wonder my pleasure.
Let's go.
Together, everyone's waiting, anticipating.
Dude, how we doing? I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. Let's go! Hey,
I just want to change the world,
but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever wanna come down. I'd rather be found.
it gets better. I wonder my pleasure. Together,
Everyone's waiting.
anticipating.
Let's go! I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself.
My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant.
Let's go! My world! Dude, I love this song, actually. Wow! I can't pretend. No, 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 no. I hope it never ends.
It's about you. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking.
Your radiant truth. I know that you will understand.
Because I
Finally found myself.
my heart's unbreaking.
You're radiant.
You're radiant.
Let's go. Dude, I was trying to sing some high harmonies. That shit was not working out. All right. Dude, what a song, bro. I had not really listened to that recording until starting to stream here on YouTube. It had been a long time, but like, what a song, right? This is live, yes. What a fucking song, man. Yeah. Is this live? You know it's live. It says it's live in the interface. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, dude, what a day, right? What a fucking day, boss. First off, I don't know if you've seen the new live in your face. Let's go. Dude, I don't know. Some lives actually aren't. What do you mean? On YouTube, there's some shit that broadcasts that says it's live, but it's not live. Really? No way, dude. Like, how do they do that? Do they just live stream an already existing video or some shit? I didn't know YouTube had reruns. I thought they just replay video clips. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, I suppose you could do that. That's true. It's like it doesn't have to be the camera. Interesting. Yeah, no, that's interesting. The live icon remains after it airs? Dude, that's weird. Yeah, well, it's all good. All right, I didn't know they could do that, man. My bad. But so we are going to, dude, we got a lot to cover tonight. We're going to cover it fast, and then I'm going to go edit because I want to get ahead. We had another video go viral today, right? This morning, fucking another video, the one about Katie Johnson started going viral, right? Yeah, no, over 100K, dude. It's crazy, bro. It's fucking, it is like truly smoking, right? If you look at like what's been going on, like in our top videos here, if you look at our top videos, like the popular videos, dude, we have like 3 of the top 6 are in the last week, right? Yeah, this was the one that started to pop earlier today, and they're still going, which is good, man. I'm excited. You watched her affidavit interview? Yeah, the Katie Johnson. Yeah, I made a video about that had like excerpts of it. So here's what we're going to cover tonight. Okay, hold on. Let me get my shit fucking set up here. So what we're going to cover tonight is this. Is like we're going to talk a little bit about we're going to talk a little bit about the Wall Street Journal piece. Okay, because obviously some new information came to light, right? Hold on. Oh shit, I think my chat window fucking died again. Let me pop that out again. Another pop out. Sorry. Fucking Epstein is just ravaging the shit. All right, we're gonna start a dance party goal. So here's the scoop. You ready, guys? So this is pretty wild, but obviously that Wall Street Journal piece came out today, and we found out that Trump and company, I don't know if you've seen the video. I did make a video about this. Let me grab it for you. I'll put a link in chat. Let's go, Zebra. Welcome. So we find out the timeline, okay? The timeline came because you may have noticed, okay, Dan Bongino and 𝗙cie Patel do that interview with Maria Bartiromo. This is on May 18th, all right? They do an interview, remember, where they're like, yeah, nothing to see here. He definitely killed himself. There's nobody, right? This is like, there's really nothing in there. We've seen the files. Then on June 6th, a couple weeks later, 𝗙cie Patel goes on Rogan, and the Elon, okay, Elon had said Trump is in the files. Remember his tweet? 𝗙cie Patel goes on Rogan and is like, man, nothing to see here. I'm not getting involved. Dude, pendulous with the gifted. Let's go, baby. But now we find out that Trump knew. Pam Bondi asked him. She told him, I'm sorry, not asked. Pam Bondi told him in May that he was in the files. He knew it. They knew it, right? And last week, Trump got asked, okay? Remember this? This video last week, this is damning evidence now against Trump, but this was literally last week, guys. You ready? Watch this right here. Here we go.
The Attorney General briefed you on the DOJ and FBI review, the findings of that review. The Attorney General briefed you on that.
What? On the
DOJ and FBI
on what?
review.
On what subject?
Epstein.
Okay.
On Epstein, of the review of the files. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
A very quick briefing.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name...
Dude, why is this shit not linked up? Hold on. I don't know why that video's being fucking quirky and weird. Something's going on with my computer, so we're going to find it on X. But, dude, it was... yeah, the sync was way out of whack. But it was a week ago. Right here. Watch this. All right, that's the video. Let's find the actual video of this. Because this is so important. This was last week. Right here. Here it is.
Epstein, on Epstein, of the review of the files. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
A very quick briefing.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
Specifically, did she tell you at all your name appeared in those files? Okay? This was last week. Specifically, right? Did she tell you your name was in those files? Remember this one? Remember how uncomfortable Caroline Leavitt was over there? The awkwardness, right?
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, you know, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden, you know, we went through years of that. Yeah,
there he goes. Now he goes off on it. Thank you, Pendulous. You see that, though? He said, no, right? She just gave me a quick briefing, and we discussed the credibility of the files. Dude, there it is. Made up by Biden. Yeah, Obama to Biden. Right? Obama to Biden did it. Dude, you know what it was? Here's what I think the truth is, guys. I really think Obama did this prenatally. Okay? I do. I think while Obama was in his mother's womb, he began to plant the early seeds of the Epstein files. It was Obama to prenatal treason is what they call it. Right? That's what it was. I'm telling you. It was prenatal treason. It's right? Jobamina? Oh my God, Jobamina. That's crazy. Yeah, he is so busted. But yeah, so the Wall Street Journal piece, right? The Wall Street Journal piece is this is the one that's pretty damning right here. Right? It's this article. I did go ahead and put a gifted version of this in the Discord. If you guys want to read the whole article and you don't have a Wall Street Journal subscription, I went ahead and just got subscriptions to all the major news outlets because I need them, right? Running around trying to get this shit in fucking, with 12-foot ladder or other things. I went ahead and finally broke down. But if you go to the Discord, it's in the description. In the Discord, I put a link, a gift article link to this article. Justice Department told Trump in May that his name is among many in the Epstein files. Okay? Dude, renames San Andreas to Biden's fault? Dude, that's pretty good, right? Oh, shit. Right? Dude, this explains everything that's been happening since May. Because we had the Bongino Cash Patel flip-flop and the PR campaign. Then we had the Pam Bondi PR campaign, the Trump, why are you worried about Epstein? As this continues, we have the cover-up in Congress with MAGA Mike. And then eventually it's spiraling down to Tulsi Gabbard's little flow charts with the red X's and the circles and the arrows and all that shit, right? Dude, her little flow charts trying to say Obama's guilty of treason. Oh, Lordy. Dude, you're about to hit your bong? Dude, you should. If I was a smoker, I would be hitting the bong too. I'm 18 years sober, but believe me, I'm hitting the fucking meditation bong like there's no tomorrow. Right? I'm hitting the meditation Rockstar and essential oils bong. Oh, Lord. Jesus. The massage therapy bong. Yeah, no, I'm definitely hitting the massage therapy bong. That's a big one for me. Dude, I love this photo too. Trump, and Bondi. So bad. So when justice officials revealed what Attorney General Pam Bondi called a truckload of documents related to Epstein earlier this year, they discovered that Donald Trump's name appeared multiple times, according to senior administration officials. So he knows he's in there. He knows he's in there, guys, right? He just knows he is in there, all over it. In May, Bondi and her deputy informed the president at a meeting in the White House that his name was in the Epstein files. Many other high-profile figures were also named, right? Trump was told being mentioned isn't a sign of wrongdoing, which is fair, okay? But this is, we know with Trump, we're about to look at Maria Farmer, okay? Let me just show you this. We looked at this story. Right. This is the version from 2019. Okay, this is about Maria Farmer. Okay. First came out in 2019. Now, it's frightening because all of this shit came out, okay? All of this stuff has been out since, his first administration. But this was a big one. Dude, the Maria Farmer bombshell. Because Maria Farmer, okay, we're going to look at her story. She was on CNN. We are going to look at her story. But so she had a younger sister, okay? So Maria Farmer was an artist. And somehow she got wrapped into the Epstein thing. He discovered her art. He was kind of like, yeah, I want to sponsor you with the art. And so he was helping her out, like kickstart her art career. And she would go to his Ohio estate and she would go there and paint. She had a 16-year-old sister named Annie, okay? Annie Farmer went with the Epsteins, with Ghislaine and Jeffrey Epstein, to the New Mexico ranch. Okay, Annie thought she was going for like a get together with a whole bunch of young people. She got to New Mexico and it was just her and Ghislaine and Jeffrey. She's 16 years old. Next thing you know, she's like giving Jeffrey a massage. Shit is getting wild. Jeffrey and Ghislaine were both like SAing her. You know what I mean? It got way out of hand. Dude, so Route, you got to stop asking that question of like, where were the parents, right? Where were the parents? These kids are from homes where there weren't parents. That's the whole point. Like many kids have parents that are drug addicts or work all the time or estranged. You know what I'm saying? Like parents can't protect kids from this shit, especially if the parents are underwater themselves. Like literally like 55% of all homes are broken homes. You know what I mean? Which means the kids are operating in this gray area. I mean, I get it. Like that's your natural instinct to think like, wow, why aren't the parents protecting them? But the reality is like most houses, you know, kids grow up in really vulnerable situations. I mean, I grew up in a household with alcoholic parents, man. My parents, they had no idea what I was doing. They didn't. They both worked. They were both overwhelmed. It's like as long as my grades were good, they didn't get involved in anything. And then I lived a completely separate life from them, you know, but in particular, the situation with Epstein and Maxwell and all abusers like that is they have a preternatural like way of finding the kids from the broken homes. That's who they look for. You know what I mean? They don't hang out with the kids where the parents are like, want to talk to them. You know what I mean? That's the reality. Now, in other situations, what Ian is saying, there also may have been an instance where, dude, Jeffrey Epstein was this respected sort of billionaire high society guy. So there may have been instances too where the parents thought, you know, Jeff was helping them with their modeling career, or helping them, you know what I'm saying? Like the parents are also like, there are instances where the parents may have even thought Jeffrey was the trustable guy. Like nobody had any idea that Epstein was doing this on the outset. You know what I mean? He was a pillar of the fucking community. And let me just tell you guys, in my experience with the abusers, they're always the pillar of the community. That's part of the way these guys get away with it, is they're such upstanding, like respectable citizens. They're smooth, they're charming, everybody loves them. Nobody thinks they would ever do it in a million years. I mean, you can even look at somebody like Ted Bundy, a murderous guy. Dude, when he got arrested in Utah for murdering those girls, the deacons at the LDS church, they couldn't believe it. They were like, you have to have the wrong guy, not our Ted. There's no way Ted did that. I mean, they're like, sociopaths are just great at that. It's like what they do, man. That's how they abuse. They're like the ultimate trustable people. But I understand I know that the where are the parents, those types of things come from our feelings of powerlessness, of like, how can this shit happen? You know what I'm saying? How can this shit happen? And yet it happens like right under our noses, you know? You know what I mean? Oh my God, yeah, John Wayne Gacy was like a member of the JCs. He was like a local businessman that everybody, like, he was the toast of the town, right? John Wayne Gacy, right? I mean, all of these guys, you know, obviously these guys aren't killing, but we're going to look at her information. She has a, what do you call it? She has an interview on CNN, right? And then so they knew in May, okay? And they told the president at the meeting that the files contained what officials felt was unverified hearsay about many people, including Trump, who had socialized with Epstein in the past. One of the officials familiar with the documents, one of the officials familiar with the documents said they contain hundreds of other names. Hundreds of names, guys. Right? All right. They also told Trump that senior Justice Department officials didn't plan to release any more documents related to the investigation of the convicted sex offender because the material contained 𝗙CEM, victims' personal information. Now, when you think about this, guys, dude, Route, let's go, baby. Appreciate you. Dude, I will do my best. I will do my best to rep, all right, as good as I can, right? Thank you. Let's fucking go, baby. Let's fucking go. Let's get while we're here, let's get a dance party goal started. I forgot to do that, but we got that. We'll set it. We'll do a 1 hour timer, right? We'll dance. We're going to need some dance, baby. Dude, I slept until 6 p.m. tonight, guys. I've been sleeping on we got 1 hour, $2. They're $2 super chats or more. Stickers don't count, just so you know, it's only super chats. But dude, I've been crashing on my floor. I'm like truly grinding, and I'm not even grinding hard enough. I'm not getting enough shit done. But what's crazy is like, I'm kind of going through this huge transition. You know, you may know my son is getting ready to move to New York in a couple months, and his girlfriend's going to be moving in here. There's going to be 4 of us living in the house soon. So we're having a lot of I'm having a lot of pre-empty nest sort of shit. And we've been having a lot of I don't know, deep family discussions because we're in the midst of a lot of change. So I'm like grinding, but also like grinding on like many different fronts. You know what I mean? But so at the end of the day, right, they knew, in a nutshell, this article outs that they knew in May. And now here's the thing that's really alarming is right here. It says, in a statement to the Journal on Friday, Bondi and the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who we have to note, guys, that Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, is Donald Trump's personal lawyer. Okay, think about that. That is unheard of. That has never happened in modern U.S. government, where literally not only is the Attorney General like a body barrier for Trump from Florida. But the deputy attorney general is the president's personal lawyer, the one who represented him in the Stormy Daniels case, the guy who has represented him for years. Okay, the president's personal lawyer is one of the top DOJ officials. This entire DOJ is like a disgusting, personal arm of Donald Trump's protectionism. It is corruption personified. Really well said. Corruption personified. Okay, but here, what it says is, in a statement to the Journal on Friday, Bondi and the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche said nothing in the files warranted further investigation or prosecution. Bullshit. As part of our routine briefing, we made the president aware of the findings, they said. On Tuesday, Blanche said the Justice Department was seeking to arrange a meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell in the coming days to discuss any possible information about anyone who's committed crimes with Epstein. And this, guys, is a no-go, okay? I know that 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 what he tweeted what he said today, because he said right here, he said, I'm not interested in the lies that Trump's corrupt DOJ bribes Ghislaine Maxwell into telling. I'm interested in the truths that the victims and witnesses told investigators years ago, which are in the files that Trump's DOJ refuses to release. Release the files. We can accept nothing but a release of the files. Okay, Trump's personal attorney is going to go to talk to Ghislaine Maxwell to try and get her story, which of course we know is going to be bullshit. It's going to be lies. It's going to be to exonerate Trump, right? His own personal attorney is going to visit Maxwell in prison as an agent of the U.S. government to enact a full cover-up and get some type of confession that's going to protect Trump in exchange for a little hand jive to probably get her out of jail or get her appeal, her case overturned on appeal. So we are not listening to her at all, okay? We are not going to accept that. Now, Trump had done this little sort of canoodling of saying we're going to release the grand jury testimony, which wouldn't have done anything anyway because it wouldn't have covered this. That would have been more about Ghislaine and Jeffrey Epstein. And the judge, I believe it was in Florida, he said no. The judge said we will not release the grand jury testimony. And we kind of knew that they were going to do that. I'm pretty sure Trump knew that they were going to do that when he said it. It was just his way of offering transparency. But normally they don't release grand jury testimony like that because it is too personal. Right? There's people that are testifying and there's no way to protect the witnesses and the individuals who testified. So we knew that wasn't going to come out. Not to mention that while Ghislaine Maxwell has an active appeal, I don't think they could let that out anyway because it would threaten that case that's currently in progress. So, and yes, dude, Epstein did plead the fifth. We should watch that, right? Right, and here it is. All right, here we go. You ready?
Had a personal relationship with Donald Trump.
Oh, we got to find one without music, right?
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized?
Dude, what do you mean by a personal relationship? Epstein's like, you mean were we having sex? Or he's like, dude, sorry, that just hamstrung me. All right, here we go. Let's go. Let's go.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
All right, so yeah, you hear that question? The question was, have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of underage girls, teenage girls, right? And he said, oh, I'd like to answer that question, but I'm going to exercise my 5th 14th, and whatever amendments, right? I mean, it's a damning question. We know the answer to that is yes. Okay, we know it is. We know that he was at the parties with the pageant girls, but obviously he was not going to incriminate himself, right? That is very damning. And yes, there is a clip here of Donald Trump talking about, right? Donald Trump talking about what happens. Oh, look at that. I love that little thing right there, dude. Dude, the Trumpies, that's them right now. Oh, shit. Dude, I'm just an Epstein file, right? I'm just an Epstein file chasing the pedophiles on Capitol Hill. Oh, dude, I'm just a bill. I'm just a bill. I'm just a bill named pedophile chasing the Republicans on Capitol Hill. Where are you, Trumpy? We're coming to get you. You lied to Pam Bondi. Oh, shit, dude. Isn't that great? I fucking love that, bro. You'll find that on Twitter. If you're into it. It's a good one. Okay, so Trump on the Fifth Amendment, though. Right? Trump does have a I was trying to do the Schoolhouse Rock. Trump does have an opinion on people who take the Fifth. Okay, the Fifth Amendment. See if we can find the video. Where is it? Right here. Here it is.
So there are 5 people taking the Fifth Amendment, like you see on the mob, right? You see the mob takes the Fifth. If you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth Amendment? So there are 5 people taking the Fifth Amendment. Like
That's actually a riveting question, Trumpy. If you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth Amendment? Yes, Trumpy, thank you for pointing that out. That is actually a riveting fucking, right? That is a riveting piece of information. Oh, shit, we got to save this one, dude. Dude, there's some great memes happening now. All right. So, dude, there we go, dude. He is such a clown, dude. All right. Now, oh, look at this, though. Okay, look at this here. Here we go. It says, in recent developments, that was the judge fucking... So, oh, here we go. Right here, the House Oversight Subcommittee has voted to subpoena the DOJ for the documents. Okay, there we go. Oh, my God. They were able to pass a motion in the GOP Congress.
Document into the record listing the members of this committee and their individual calls to release the Epstein files.
Shauna, without objection. The subcommittee stands in recess, subject to the call of the chair.
Point of order. Are we not going to take the vote?
We're in recess. That was a previous order.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, we need to take the vote from the motion.
Oh, look at that. So they look at what they did. Okay. Do you see what they did? All right. They look at this. Republicans were blindsided because Democrats dropped an 11th hour motion. So they went to this hearing and this was unrelated to this. And then they brought it up to take a motion to vote in this hearing. And then he tried to say we're in recess. He tried to shut the meeting down. Right? And then they forced a roll call vote, and then the fucking Republicans voted for it.
We're in recess pursuant to the previous order, which passed without objection. So we're in recess, and we will move to those votes. Sorry, this is out of order conversation. I'm just being polite. We had the previous order that we moved without objection. Votes would be moved until after deliberation. All subject to call of the chair. Our hope is today we have plans.
Recess.
We have plans.
We have forever recess. Children will love it.
So when is the actual, when are we back in session for this subcommittee? After votes?
That is subject to the call of the chair, as I stated. So,
We're going to do a permanent
reflective of
recess.
the previous order. So, stand by.
Do you see that? You see what Clay Higgins did? What a degenerate when they bring up the call for the vote. He goes to recess right away and just trying so hard to bury this.
And now we will be calling up Ms. Lee's motion as amended.
And now they're back in session. All right, they're back. And now here we go.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. No. In the opinion of the, pardon?
The ayes have it.
In the opinion of the chair, the no has it.
Did you hear that? Listen to this guy. Did you hear that? All in favor say aye. There's like everybody says aye. All opposed say no. It was only him. And he said, in the opinion of the chair, the noes have it. The no has it. He even said it singular.
All those opposed.
Ready?
And now
Watch
we will
this.
be calling up Ms. Lee's motion as amended. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. No. In the opinion of the, pardon?
The ayes have it.
In the opinion of the chair, the no has it.
Recorded vote, sir?
Recorded vote is called for. The clerk will read the
Dude, in the opinion of the chair, the no has it. What a fucking skunk, bro. There were two. There were two no's, but the only one you could really hear was him, bro.
the roll.
Mr. 𝗙𝗍𝗍. Mr. Biggs. Ms. Mace. Ms. Mace votes aye. Mr. Perry. Mr. Perry votes aye. Ms. Boebert. Mr. Jack.
Dude, Miss Bobert's getting felt up at the Flying J.
Mr. Jack votes aye. Ms. Lee. Ms. Lee votes yes. Mr. Bell.
Aye.
Mr. Bell votes aye. Ms. Simon. Ms. Simon votes aye. Ms. Presley. Ms. Presley votes aye. Mr. Garcia.
Aye.
Mr. Garcia votes aye. Mr. Chairman. No. Mr. Chairman votes no.
Yes!
Mr. Biggs is not recorded. Mr. Biggs votes nay.
Yeah, that's an easy. The ayes have it.
Mr. Chairman, on this vote, the ayes are 8, the nays are 2.
Yeah. Oh, they fucked them, dude. See, now, like, the Democrats are not completely worthless because this was a setup. You notice that a number of people are missing. Okay. It was an unrelated hearing and they fucking, and then the Republicans that were on there, Nancy Mace, they fucking buffaloed them because look at Nancy Mace. Okay, Nancy Mace, she had to say yes. Why? Because we know she's planning to run for governor of South Carolina. So Nancy Mace is like going to be easily used for some of these things because with her running for governor, she could not vote no on this. Her governor fucking run would be completely gone, right? So they fucking snuck it in there. And using some fucking good shit, dude. Garcia, oh, that was good, bro. That's good. That's going to bump up the Dem approval rating. We just went up a couple points. Dude, let's like the stream. Let's fucking hit that like button. Let's go, dude. Yeah. I mean, I thought that was a good play, though, because Nancy Mace, she's going to be an ally on this. She has to be. Because everybody in, believe it or not, everybody in MAGA, they're in on this Epstein thing. They really are because they believe, they've been led to believe for 5 years that the Epstein thing is like the bane of the Democratic Party. Borrow bad, let's go, baby. You know what I'm saying? So MAGA, they're going to be some useful idiots here, in particular, Nancy Mace, they're going to be able to ride her to the bank with her complete and total support. And right? Oh, let's go, dude. But I cannot believe, guys, that Clay Higgins, first off, he adjourns the meeting. He puts them in recess. He says, you know what? I don't know when we're coming back. It's going to be up to the chair. And then they finally come back and take the vote. And he literally tried to like squeak the nays by with no support, man. So smarmy, so degenerate, and busted, caught, nailed. Fuck you, Clay. Let's go. Oh, yes. Dude, that is some brilliant shit, bro. Dude, that's going to make a good video. That got me pumped. I don't know about you guys, but I am fucking pumped right now. I am. I have Rockstar like coursing through my veins. Okay, dude, Brutus, let's go. I am jacked. I have Rockstar and like 100K view videos coursing through my fucking veins. I feel like Superman right now. Dana, let's go. Woo! Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, we're going to get that dance party. The audacity of hope. Yeah, no, that was a big one. Dude, I felt like that was a big one. You know what I mean? That was a big one. I'm gonna fucking save that, and we're gonna hold on to that. I feel like that's gonna be part of a video as well. But I believe on the, you guys ready? Let's watch the Maria Farmer, okay? Let's watch the Maria Farmer thing. Didn't Clay Higgins used to be a cop? I mean, maybe. Let's look at him, dude. All right. There he is. He is from Louisiana. In cahoots, and so he was in the military police corps of the National Guard. He worked for, look at this, dude, oh my God. While working as a military officer, he supported the 1992 campaign of Pat Buchanan and the gubernatorial campaign of Ku Klux Klan leader David Duke. Dude, this motherfucker supported when David Duke ran for governor. The Ku Klux Klan leader ran for governor. This guy is a Trumpy. And you want to talk to me about like racism? Like, come on, man. Pendulous. Let's go. Dude, come on, man. That's in fucking 92 too. Dude, that is crazy. Okay. So look at this though. Look at this, right? This is the truest shit I've ever seen right here, where he said he worked for several years as a manager of car dealerships, dude. He was a car salesman, bro. He was a manager at a fucking car dealership. Of course he was. Dude, what a fucking scoundrel, bro. These MAGA guys are fucking shit kickers, bro. They are, dude. Jesus. So he was a reserve deputy marshal in the city of Lafayette, Louisiana. Okay, reserve forces. So he was a reserve cop. Okay, it looks like he was a reserve cop. He worked for he did work for the police department. He worked for the police department in St. Landry Parish. All right, and he was the public information officer, and then he became a reserve cop. So I guess he was, you know, in the police department, but he wasn't like a beat cop, I don't think. Dude. Fucking, yeah, pretty much. Mall cop, pretty much, dude. Dude. These guys. All right, let's watch the video, okay? Let's watch the video with Maria Farmer, okay? Because I think this is just really important, guys. Okay, Maria Farmer, she is really important. She is. Again, guys, I want to stress something here before we get into this.
My next guest is promised.
I want to stress, guys, this is from yesterday, that the thing I want to stress about this is the way through this case, okay? Because obviously the Epstein case is like, it's big, it's multi-layered. There's like guilty people. There are people that knew Epstein and were involved with him that weren't guilty. So there's going to be a lot of information to untangle. Okay, there's a lot of cover up happening. Obviously, Trump is at the center of this thing. But the way through this, guys, the way through these cases is with the victims. Okay, the victims are the power source here because they're the ones who got us here. Okay, they're the ones who have spoken up. They're the ones who have fought against the death threats. They're the ones who continue to show up, put themselves out there on TV, standing up to the threats, defying the power structure and demanding justice. And they keep telling their stories. And so it's going to be the power of the victims and us rallying around them that's going to win this shit. You know what I'm saying? That is what, you know what I'm saying? That's how we're going to do this, right? They keep coming forward. You know what I'm saying? They keep coming forward, right? And this one in particular, she's a big one because what we're about to find out is like I said, Maria Farmer, when her sister Annie was molested by, Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, Maria Farmer, her older sister, went to the FBI and she reported Jeffrey Epstein and she reported Donald Trump as people of interest in this really weird behavior going on. Because part of this was the way Jeffrey Epstein had set it up. He was like a benefactor. He was like sponsoring girls if they're into art, if they're into modeling. I believe with Annie Farmer, he was promising to like pay for her college, right? That's how they sort of got in there, by being the helpful benefactors, right? The really wealthy benefactors that are here to help the downtrodden girls, okay? And then really what they want to do is they want to get their paws on them and they want to sell them out to people like Donald Trump for abuse and manipulation and to be like sexual playthings.
Is Maria Farmer, who says Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell sexually assaulted her. So she says she saw Trump at Epstein's office late at night in 1995. At the time, she was 25 years old. Epstein had just hired Farmer, who was an artist, to help him acquire art. Now, Farmer urged the FBI to look at Trump's connections to Epstein twice, in 1996 and again in 2006, which, of course, means Trump's name could very well be in those government files that the administration is refusing to release.
And, of course, now we know Trump's name is all over them. But look at that. She did it in 96, I believe she said. Did she say 96? And 2006. So she reported Epstein and Donald Trump before he got busted, right? Twice before he got busted. Okay. 10 years, 11 years before it. So man, she was on the forefront of this thing. But again, though, you ready? That first report in 96, who was in office, guys? Billy Clinton was in office. So there has been we know that Bill Clinton is probably highly likely involved in this as well. I'm sure there's many, many people in the upper echelon. And dude, I'm ready for all those dominoes to fall, dude. I'm fine with getting rid of all those motherfuckers. I have no loyalty, right? I don't. I have no allegiance to fucking, guys that abuse teenage girls. I just don't, man.
Maria Farmer is now suing the government to try to get the unredacted files about the allegations she brought forward about Epstein. Now, President Trump has not been the target of any investigation related to Epstein, nor has he been accused of any criminal wrongdoing in this case. Maria Farmer is out front now for her first television interview, sharing her story since filing her lawsuit, and she is joined by her attorney, Jennifer Freeman. So thanks very much to both of you. And Maria, I want to give everyone a chance to understand exactly what happened here. I mean, you said that Jeffrey Epstein calls you to come to his office and you go, and then you're sitting there waiting and Donald Trump walks in. What happened?
Yes. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for having me on, Aaron. I really appreciate it because I need to say up front that I've waited 3 decades to be able to even be heard.
Dude, that's crazy. 3 decades. 96, guys. Okay? 96. 29 years. She reported Epstein and Trump to the FBI in 96. 11 years before he actually got busted. If they had listened to her and investigated, hundreds, if not thousands of girls could have been saved. Okay. Then she reports him again 10 years later. Nothing happens. Then he finally gets busted. And then Alex Acosta lets him off, gives him immunity. Right. Then Trump makes Acosta his labor secretary. Then Epstein gets busted, ends up dead. The whole thing gets swept under the rug. Ghislaine goes to prison. Trump is in office again. 29 years later, she's like finally getting to say her piece. And it's finally coming around for Trump. It is sad, but man, it's inspiring, bro, because 29 years later, she is still pressing on this. And this is important, man. We got to keep pressing on this until we change our society. You know what I'm saying? Until we change our society to stop letting rapists off and stop, rewarding them with promotions and shit.
About this, because the government has not held any of the people I reported accountable. And so basically the night before I went in, before I began working for Epstein, he called me at very late in the evening and asked me to come up to the Helmsley Palace offices. And I didn't even have money for a subway token. It's kind of embarrassing. So I had to go running up there. And so I told Epstein, I'll be up there. It'll probably take me until like 9. He's like, okay. So I get there and I'm waiting. It's dark. Like there's no light on in the offices. And I thought that was really weird. So I'm seated against the wall in the main part of the offices and just waiting for Epstein. And he says, I'll be out in a minute, and he's got the door closed. And then a few minutes later, this man walks in a business suit, kind of tall, imposing. And I immediately was like, that's Donald Trump. What's he doing here? I'm supposed to be working for Epstein and interviewing with him. Why is Donald Trump here? And he walked up about, a few feet from me and just stood over me in a very imposing way and looked at me like he was in on some secret or something. It was really weird, like smirking kind of. And I felt threatened, so I made an ugly face.
Dude, it's so weird because whenever I hear these women, okay, you hear these women tell their stories of like encountering Trump and the things he says or the way he behaved, and I can just totally picture it. Like, can't you just picture Trump seeing a young girl, right, sitting in a dark office and just walking up and like looming over her, looking at her like a piece of meat and like silently dominating her, making her feel all uncomfortable and shit, just exercising his fucking superiority, right? And yeah, Trump did say he's never been to Epstein's office, but man, that is the most easily disprovable lie out there.
And when I made that ugly face, Epstein walked out from the offices on this side. Trump's standing here, I'm here, and he walks out of his office and he goes, oh, no. He was laughing at me. And he goes, she's not here for you. Follow me, right?
Oh, fuck, dude. She's not here for you. So Trump like thought whatever teenager he ordered or some shit, that he thought that was his like menu item. Dude, this shit is so gross, bro. Jesus.
And he escorts him in to this other room. And I always wondered, who was she in there? Was someone in there, right? And I have no way of knowing, nothing. But
dude, Trump gets pulled into the office. There was somebody there for Trump, like dude, it's so gnarly, man. It's like so gnarly, dude. He's so gross. He's so fucking gross.
I felt very intimidated because I had on running shorts and I was vulnerable, sweaty, just a nobody in an office with these two men. That it felt very predatory and uncomfortable. I have to say that when I made that ugly face, he backed off. It wasn't like he was aggressive after that.
Now, one thing I want to note, okay, that we're talking New York City here. This is in the 90s. In the 90s in New York City, obviously Epstein was wealthy. He had the biggest, most expensive house in all of Manhattan, okay, an $80 million home. Now, Donald Trump in the 90s, this was right before The Apprentice. this was kind of like the peak of his popularity, if you could say that. He wasn't, a lot of people didn't like him, but he had done those, cameos in like Home Alone and shit. And so he was a person that was extraordinarily well known. So for this young girl in her running shorts and all sweaty, she's there. Donald Trump comes walking in. It's like, wow, why is this guy who's like one of the big hobnobbers of all of New York City, even though a lot of people hated him, that was the peak of his like notoriety in the city was during the 90s. Okay. If there was ever a moment where there was a good aura around him, it was then. And that led to The Apprentice. That's why he got the show. He just sort of like shoehorned his way into every sort of corner of society. Fashion Week, obviously, with John Casablancas and bringing him in and Trump models and the beauty pageants. He had sort of like bought his way into kind of the fashion world, which is the fashion world is just a really, really big, like blatant sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? The fashion world was like a really... The fashion world's like the cornerstone of New York City society. And we will look at the link, but I'm not interrupting shit to look at a link. Okay, we'll look at it after this. We're staying on task.
But he made a really vulgar comment following. And I don't know if it was like, like locker room talk in the 90s, the way men were. But he made a joke to Epstein, oh, I thought she was 16. And I thought that was so strange because at the time my sister she was 15 actually. And I didn't think it was funny, even though it was just a little bit inappropriate, but I thought, I don't know what it was. But anyway, and then they entered that room.
So Epstein says, she's not for you. And then when did Trump make the comment about your age? Again, you were 25 at the time, right? So, I mean, you were a 25-year-old woman. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
was it
woman,
after Epstein
right.
said that comment that he made the comment about age, or?
Yes. So he first said, no, she's not here for you, which immediately made me feel weird. Like, was there someone there, right, in that other room? And so that's another reason I was nervous. And so as soon as he said that, laughed, I made the face, all that stuff, they started to walk away into that other room where he's escorting him. He goes, come with me. And he takes Trump into this other room in the offices at 9 o'clock at night. And there's no one else in, that I know of in these offices, but was someone in that room. So I always wondered what that was about. And anyway, that comment was made under his breath as they were entering that room.
As they were in that room.
I thought it was rude. I don't care what age I was. Like, it's rude to say.
Which, Jennifer, I guess, brings me to where you are now. I know you're helping Maria now sue to get the unredacted government files related to her story. What do you expect these will show?
Well, we would really like
to... Yes,
excuse me. We'd really like to understand what's in those files and because we really have never had access to them. We've been making FOIA requests, and we had to bring a lawsuit to get access to the files, as well as to hold the government accountable, which is what this suit is really about.
So, Maria, when you talk about the closeness of the relationship, when you were working for Epstein, you say that he was present very regularly. How close were they, as far as you were able to tell?
Well, like Epstein said, he inherited him in the divorce. He said, basically, you're going to see us together all the time. We're fixtures because in the divorce, I inherited Trump and Ghislaine inherited Ivana.
So this was all happening shortly after the Ivana, the fallout from the Ivana divorce, which was a huge spectacle. And then Trump was involved with Marla Maples. That's when Tiffany was born, et cetera, et cetera.
Said, you're not going to see him at the house the way you see Ivana, and you're not going to see her at the offices the way you see Trump. And, it was just, it was a known thing, like among the staff and everyone, that they were best friends. And Epstein bragged about it. And I gave up 30 years to report this. And it's a very serious thing to fight the government. It's been unbelievable. I've been fighting 2 cancers because of it.
Maria, when we reached out to the White House for a comment, they responded, and I'll just read for you what they said.
Okay.
Quote, the president was never in Epstein's office, and in fact, the president kicked him out of his club for being a creep. They then say that Trump, they're clear there. They say he was never in Epstein's office, which, of course, from the original incident
Yes,
that
he
you're
was.
talking about is where this occurred, according to your recollection, at
Yes.
the Helmsley building in
He
New
was
York.
absolutely in the offices.
So what do you say when they give a
He's
response
lying.
like this?
Yes. I say that they're being disrespectful to the fact that I have given up my entire life for this case just to have it investigated. And I'm really sorry for him that he's caught, but, I don't know what to say to that. He's lying. I don't appreciate it. He was absolutely at the offices, and it was 9 o'clock at night. I thought it was inappropriate. But also, they were best friends at the time. So what I say to that is, I don't think he's really responding to the fact, and what does he mean, the offices? He needs to be specific, because he was in the Helmsley Palace offices. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate so much both of your time, and Maria, your choosing
you,
to
Erin.
speak out. I know that time may make some things easier and others perhaps even harder. So I'm very grateful that you're choosing
Thank
to
you very
speak,
much.
and thank you.
All right. So dude, the thing chugs forward. Would Cenk have had a beer with him? He probably would. Dude, well, they are professional liars, and we know that. But we saw the footage yesterday of Epstein's brother saying, look, man, Trump was at Epstein's offices many times. You can subpoena the fucking people that worked there. Everybody saw him. It wasn't all hidden in this instance. It was at 9 p.m. at night and nobody was there except for whoever was hiding inside the, that other dark room. But Epstein's employees most certainly saw Trump there, and they know he was there. Now, what was that link you had? You had some link that you wanted to share. That is this going to be something good? Better be good, baby. I don't even know where it is. You feel my excitement? Good. You should feel it. Feel it. Feel my heat. What is this? Oh, this is the Epstein's brother? Yeah. Yeah, is this, where's, we watched this clip yesterday. Is the clip in here? I already have the footage of him saying that, right? That bit. There's their little news report. But I do have that. I do have that clip. If that's what that's about, we got that. Epstein's brother. Now, I want to see if we can find anything about Annie Farmer real quick. Appreciate you guys. But, because this is from 3 years ago. Okay, you ready? This is from 3 years ago. This is Maria.
We're going to begin.
This is Maria Farmer's younger sister, okay, on CBS Mornings. This is 3 years ago. She actually testified during Ghislaine Maxwell's hearing. And she was Maria Farmer's younger sister who Epstein was going to pay for her college, invited her to New Mexico to have an orientation or something about helping her fund college. She thought there were going to be a whole bunch of other girls there that he was paying for their college, but it was just her. And then Ghislaine and Epstein proceeded to kind of violently feel her up, okay, during this thing. And she testified against Ghislaine Maxwell in the trial. Again, a testament to the victims going on the stand, taking the stand to make sure that these people come to justice, In
this hour with the sentencing of former socialite Ghislaine Maxwell, who was sentenced to prison for 20 years yesterday for helping Jeffrey Epstein sexually abuse underage girls. Now, Maxwell was convicted of 5 charges, including child sex trafficking, recruiting, and grooming underage girls between 1994 and 2004. Annie Farmer, we're happy to say, is one of the survivors who testified at the trial. She says she was just 16 when she met Epstein and Maxwell and was groped by both of them. Farmer testified that Maxwell's presence made her think that she'd be safe around Epstein. And Annie Farmer joins us in studio. Annie, I'm so glad to see you in person. Really glad you're here. I was thinking about you yesterday. Tell us what the day was like for you, how you felt.
It was a very intense day emotionally, but it was also a tremendous relief to hear that sentence read and to know that she's going to be spending the majority of her life behind bars for the crime she's committed.
And before she was sentenced, you read a victim impact statement.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to read it verbatim, but what was your message?
I really spoke directly to the judge. I wanted her to take into account some of the long-term impacts that these kinds of crimes have and have had for me and for my sister Maria. And I wanted her to understand that there's systemic effects of those, that it's not just about those individuals, but also about all their loved ones and the pain and suffering that, you know, communities go through because of these crimes. And then for me, also the lack of remorse that she'd shown and how this fight for justice, because she would not be honest, because she continued to lie, how much that created a black hole for all of us of having to continue to fight, put our time and energy into you know, making this day happen.
Yeah.
And again, think about what Ghislaine did, because Ghislaine protected all the abusers. She basically kept quiet, didn't turn in any of the people who abused these girls for decades. She just tight-lipped it. And right, Pendulous, let's go. We're going to have a dance party after this interview. Let's fucking go, baby. Let's go. You know what I mean? She tight-lipped. Oh, yeah, baby. Dude, our internet went out. Dude, it was Epstein, bro. It was Trumpy. Oh, shit. Dude, they're trying to silence me. All right. Let's go. Deep state. Deep state motherfuckers. Excuse me. All right, hold on. I'm going to go to the bathroom. All right. Enjoy this lovely fucking song. I'll be back in 1 sec. All right, hang tight.
I wanna come again. I wanna be so high.
Shank Uyghur got me. Shanky!
I wanna disappear inside you and be alright tonight. You say your medicine is all that I require, and that I'm blinded by the stars in my eyes. I would never disappear when I'm open wide, if it's most of the time. I've been sinking here, 'cause I can't seem to make up my mind. You
yo, yo, yo. Always gets in the way. Can take my reputation away. If you need me, well, I need me too. All right. We're gonna finish this. We're gonna finish this interview, and then we are going to finish this interview, and then we're gonna dance party. Okay, we got a dance party. Let's get through. We got 5 more minutes of this. 3 minutes of this. All right, let's get back to where we were here. All right.
Did you accept her apology? Did you think it was an apology?
I didn't think it was an apology. She didn't take any responsibility. She acknowledged that there was pain and suffering, but she did not take ownership of causing that pain and suffering. So it felt very hollow to me and the other women I spoke with afterward.
Did you ever make eye contact with her? Were you trying to make eye contact with her is a better question.
I actually did make an attempt several times during my impact statement to make eye contact with her and look directly at where she was sitting, and she just looked down. She never looked back.
She says, her lawyer says that she's going to appeal the sentence.
I'm not surprised to hear that, but I don't expect that she'll have much luck with that. I think that it was a clear case. I think the judge was very fair in her rulings, and I don't expect she'll be getting out of prison for a long time.
And that makes you
very relieved.
Yeah. Did you feel a sense of closure?
I think closure is a tricky word.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. So there's, it's all still sinking in. I think for a lot of us that have been involved in this, we will, our heart is with these issues, and we'll be continuing to work towards helping other people that have had these experiences. But I hope that this is closure for this case.
It says Maxwell was convicted of grooming underage girls. And I think a lot of people don't understand what grooming is. Do you think it's important that do you think we need an education about what that means exactly?
We really do.
Yes, I think that one of the things I felt most passionate about with this case and with being public is that hopefully people would hear more about what this actually looks like, this relationship building that often is at the heart of abuse and exploitation, where there's attention and gift giving and an attempt to make people feel special. And it's not just with the children or the young adults, it's also often with families, sometimes even with a whole community. And so I think that that's something that's not well understood, and I hope people can recognize these patterns that predators often use. I also it gives me some concern because I have seen people trying to co-opt the language of grooming and use it to, spread misinformation, and in particular with some of the kind of bills that have targeted the LGBTQ communities.
Yeah, see, that's a huge problem with the LGBTQ targeting, right? And you have libs of TikTok out there calling like everybody who's gay or trans a groomer. And what it really does is it like desensitizes and obfuscates the word and the whole concept behind it, because then people don't even think about what grooming actually is. Like, they've taken the word for this very problematic, type of relationship building that abusers use, and they've taken that word and they've given it some flashpoint bullshit meaning related to their own anti-LGBTQ cause. So then the people that are actually getting groomed, there's not even a word for it anymore. The word to describe what pastors and teachers and cops and family friends and people in power do, the word has been co-opted and taken away. And it's like super destructive, man, because we know it's never the gays, it's never the trans. It is always like the ministers, the rich people, the powerful, the cops, the teachers, the stepfathers, the fathers. You know what I'm saying? It's the older brother. It's always the uncle, some type of like authority figure. Super toxic.
Information about about sex education is so important. Information about, sexual orientation, all this stuff actually helps people feel more confident and less, I think, vulnerable to being targeted. And so I think, understanding what grooming is and what it's not is very important.
And now you are a psychologist yourself who works with trauma survivors. I would think that would be hard for you to do. I don't know if it brings up memories for you or you're just really motivated to help others considering what you've been through.
I think it makes my work really meaningful to know that I can help people that have experienced these kinds of things and are continuing to heal. And oftentimes, I just feel so moved by the ways that the people I work with have healed and have grown. So for me, it's an honor to get to do that work.
Well, Annie Farmer, it's really good to have you here. I hope you feel as good as you look.
Yeah, dude, she is super powerful, man. We love to see it. We love to see. I don't know. That's like super. It's like super inspiring to see that. But anyway, hold on. Here's 1 minute which we didn't get. I want to grab this real quick because I need this for the video.
One of the women accusing Ghislaine Maxwell.
This is the woman actually describing it.
One of the women accusing Ghislaine Maxwell has described a disturbing incident in which caressed her hand.
Dude, let me see if I can find one where it's actually her and not some AI idiot. Right? Okay, here it is. Here we go.
I'm so sorry that others will not have the opportunity to stand before him the way that I did. But I'm here today to speak on behalf of my sister, Maria Farmer, who could not.
Dude, I want to find one without fucking music. I don't want to get copy struck here. Good. See if I can get the actual thing. We may or may not have it, but we'll see. We'll look for it. Dude, that AI shit is like, dude, that shit is so annoying, bro. There's so much of that shit around. And one second here, dude, and then fuck it. If I don't find it real quick, we're just dance partying. Dance party. We earned it. I'm not really finding the clip. I was hoping to get a clip where she would describe her experience, but if you can always Google it if you're interested in that. Hers was pretty harrowing. Let me see if this might be it.
They were doing it with each other. They didn't do that to me, but it was weird. Epstein sat himself next to me and very quickly started holding my hand and caressing me and kind of touching my feet and my leg. He did not appear to be hiding it from Ghislaine, which was odd to me.
Dude, again, I want to watch it, but we can't do it with the music. That shit, I know that shit's gonna get copy struck. Dude, come on, man. Why don't you have one without the music? Come on, guys. We don't need the music. All right, speaking of music, dude, let's dance party. Let's go. You appreciate my effort to avoid the AI voice? Yeah, thank you, Tater. I appreciate that. Dude, there's so many of those. Like, I can't even tell you guys, like, being a YouTuber, what I get a lot is YouTube has this thing in our stats in YouTube Studio where it will, like, send you, like, breakout videos or videos that are doing really well as, like, an inspiration. So you can look at shit that's hitting right then and maybe decide to make content along those lines. And literally, like, 20 or 30%, 40% of all the videos are these AI videos that have like pictures with the zoom in, right? There's some AI images with some voice just reading some bullshit story that it's usually pretending like it's a real story, but it's not. But it's so fake and so uninteresting, and they get like fucking millions of views, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's so disturbing. I wish YouTube would just like disallow that kind of content and take that off the timeline. It's like, who watches that shit? With the electronic, hi, I am an AI voice. Oh, I'm going to tell you a story about Baron Trump giving $1 to a homeless man. Hey, kill me now. Right? Dude, it's so fucking shitty, bro. But people watch that. But yeah, no, I guess that's it. You're right. It's little kids watch it and old people. Fucking idiots. All right, here we go. It's time to dance, baby. It's time to dance, motherfuckers. We're going to do our usual song, dude. We're going to dance to the fucking Swedish genius here. Little deja vu. All right. Let's go, let's go, let's go! Get it!
Got a lot of choices, I got a lot of ways that I can go. I hear a lot of voices, have a lot to say, but I've known. Been here before, yeah, I do recognize the tiny nose. There's marble floor, and I don't need my eyes to see what lies behind that wooden door. Ooh, a little deja vu, I'm gonna get it right. Time with you and I can see it like things will turn out okay. Everything lately, I'm feeling so familiar. Coming on greatly, it's feeling like a million. I've been here before, yeah, I do recognize the talent of this marble floor. I don't need my eyes to see what lies behind that wooden door. Ooh, a little deja vu, I'm gonna get it right. Ooh, a little time with you and I can see it like. Ooh, a little deja vu, I'm gonna get it right. Time with you and I can see it like things will turn out okay. I'm coming up slowly. Let's go, baby! This feeling that I have now, almost a bit holy. An notion that I will make it out somehow.
Dude, that was a fucking banger, bro. Whew. Let's fucking go, bot. Holy shit. Oh. Let's go. Dude, that was amazing. I felt like I was on fire. Dude, ball bad. Let's go, baby. Thank you. Oh. I'm gonna catch my breath. That one was fucking spirited. Whew. Ooh. And I will always gladly take the blame. Oh. All right. We're moving right along, though. Oh. Your whoop from a bike trip? All right. Let's go, dude. Bike trip sounds awesome. Whew. All right. You hear very quiet music in the background? Yeah, I put a little music on. Just so you don't have to listen to nothing but my breathing. Dude, Mr. Ships! Let's go, baby. Thank you for the membership. This was the earliest dance party? I don't know about that. This one was pretty quick, though. Whew. That's a good one, though. All right, you ready? Let's go. Let's get back into it. Because we do have a lot of stuff to cover. All right? Let's see what we got here. Oh, all right. So on this note, I feel like I want to see the MAGA Mike thing, okay? Because MAGA Mike got questioned about this because what we've seen is the PR campaign from DOJ, okay? That's Bongino, Patel, and Pam Bondi with their whole doing their PR tour, doing their interviews, going on Rogan, you know, doing the Bartiromo interview, saying, oh, there's nothing there. Yeah, he killed himself. The whole thing's like not what you thought it was. Trust me, we've looked at it all. We're not releasing anything. Then stage 2 is Donald Trump and Tulsi Gabbard with the whole Obama treason bullshit campaign, which we know is fake. Trump's denying and lying the whole way. But on the other side, we have MAGA Mike, who literally just shut down Congress to make sure that they couldn't vote on these files. Now, we did see the amendment get slipped in earlier when Clay Higgins was leading that fucking committee meeting and Garcia, and they got a vote 8-2. They passed that amendment. So there's that. But MAGA Mike, all right, Moses MAGA, like weirdo Mike, he, after shutting down Congress, he did this interview we're about to watch where now he is going to the next level of subterfuge and Christian lying, which is to suggest that Biden doctored the files. That's the suggestion now. They're saying, oh, Biden doctored these things. And now Biden has put Trump's name in there, yada, yada, yada. I mean, these guys will they will fucking stop at nothing. Okay? They will stop at nothing to lie, to cheat, they're just so degenerate. They're such degenerates, guys. Again, Mike is from the same state as Clay Higgins. So we have this Louisiana base of evangelicals, David Duke supporters, right, that are in here that are now a cornerstone of this Republican Party. And may I remind you that Louisiana is one of the flashpoints in the Evangelical Project 2025 campaign. And what do I mean by that? So the main situation with the Department of Education was to prevent resegregation, protect civil rights of LGBTQ and people of color, and to withhold, to continue protecting the separation of church and state. So the DOJ is like a civil rights arm that prevents states from putting the Bible back into schools. That is the reason why they want to cuck the DOJ. Okay. Yeah, they do want to privatize schooling, but mostly they want to be able to put the Bible back into public schools. And with no Department of Education, that's why they want to cuck the Department of Education. right? In addition to privatizing education, they do want to put the Bible back in schools. This is a big part of Project 2025 and the Southern evangelical tradition. So Louisiana is one of the first states where they already mandated that the 10 Commandments be in every classroom. Okay. Now, obviously, the 10 Commandments don't do shit because all of these motherfuckers cheat on their spouses. They're corrupt. They're crooked. They lie. Right. None of this promotes any decent morality. Okay. And so they're fighting in Louisiana to be one of the first states to evangelicize the schools. Okay. They want to Christianize their schools and sort of take that fight to the Supreme Court. All right. It's really important to them that they do this. So it's to me, it's like, I don't find it surprising that these guys from Louisiana are sort of at the flashpoint of this, because it's Louisiana and it's also Oklahoma. Ryan Walters, superintendent, he's another guy. The superintendent of schools in Oklahoma is trying to do the same thing. Those are the two big sort of movements right now in America trying to do this. I imagine we're going to see it in Idaho. Okay, Idaho is going to be next up. That's going to be a big one. You'll probably see it happening in Tennessee. I would imagine. I would imagine South Carolina, Florida. These are going to be the first runs of this, attempting to. They want to break down that wall between church and state. They want that Christian Taliban thing.
Quickly weigh in on Epstein. Many are hoping to see more of those files released. There could be future court proceedings. Is there any reason that you have to believe that any documents were tampered with by so-called deep state operatives?
Look, it hasn't been my area that I've worked on. Unfortunately, I wish I knew more about it. It's been in the Department of Justice. One of our concerns.
Dude, you like that question? Did you see that question? Right? Did you see that question? Where she framed the question is this deep state tampering? I mean, this is a real national report. Yeah, the real fucking top level newscast here. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lordy. Let's see that question again. Here it is. Not a loaded question at all.
Could be future court proceedings. Is there any reason that you have to believe that any documents were tampered with by so-called deep state operatives?
Look, it hasn't been my area that I've worked on. Unfortunately, I wish I knew more about it. It's been in the Department of Justice. One of our concerns is, of course, that it was, held in the hands of the DOJ leaders under the last administration, the Biden-Harris administration. And we all know how crooked and corrupt so many of those top officials were, how they engaged in lawfare against President Trump. And he has a concern, and I do as well, that things could have been doctored in those records. So
things could have been doctored. Dude, Trump had those files first, and Trump's head of the FBI had those files. Shut the fuck up, MAGA Mike, and quit watching fucking... quit taking your Grindr profile offline, dude. Just own up, buddy.
That's part of the concern, but I'm for full transparency. We all are. Maximum transparency. The president is as well. There's no daylight.
Dude, they're all for maximum transparency. That's why Trump's out there just lying through his fucking teeth. Oh, let's hear that again.
I'm for full transparency. We all are. Maximum transparency. The president is as well. There's no daylight between him and the Republicans in Congress.
So, yeah, they're so for maximum transparency. That's why they shut down Congress a week early to avoid taking a vote about this. Maximum transparency. Dude, you better watch out, MAGA Mike. If you say the word trans too often, you know what's going to happen, right? You know, MAGA Mike, if you say transparency too many times, you say trans too many times, your dick's going to fall off, bro. Right? You know that. You better be careful. All right?
And we'll continue to advocate for that, to let the people see the records and draw the whatever conclusions they will.
Quickly weigh in.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that fucking thing was wild, bro. Maximum transparency. Yeah, well, so Bradshaw, I mean, naturally, when they first subpoena the materials, right? And of course, the House Oversight Committee is run by Republicans. But of course, I would expect they would always start for internal review first, right? And then they should publicly release. But there's no way with something of this scope they would release it to the public without doing damage control first. I mean, that would be foolish, right? It's totally understandable. Now, the question will be, once the House Oversight Committee gets these subpoenaed materials, if they will ever see the light of day, because they should. But I would imagine, I mean, if I was on the Oversight Committee, I would want to see them first before going public, so you know whose bodies are getting buried. You got to protect the victims, but you also want to know, like, who in your own party is vulnerable to this thing, right? Because you got to understand that both parties, whether it's Democrats and Republicans, like, there's a power structure that's in place in Washington, like all things. So there are people in Congress may be discovering for the first time who among them is, like, beholden to, like, some of these higher interests and shit. So this could be power shifting in both parties. And I think it's a really good opportunity to have a national power shift and get rid of, like, some of the older, more corrupt people in our ranks, you know? And you definitely, though, do need to protect the victims as well. That's really important, because not every victim wants to go on TV like Maria Farmer and, you know, Annie Farmer or them. But I think that there's there could be a seismic power shift in this, you know, with some people toppling over. And some people, you know, the thing that's going to be hard is everybody that's in these documents, there's going to be a witch hunt for them, but not everybody is going to be guilty. And so that is going to have some really unfortunate effects, where there are going to be some people who may get a little bit ruined, even though they didn't do anything. And there may be some people who don't get ruined who did quite a bit. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But again, hopefully it sees the light of day. I mean, the fact that they're subpoenaing it, I think what I like about this is every person on the House Oversight Committee, right? Every person who's not involved in the scandal, that wants this scandal to see the light of day, every one of those people that sees this shit empowers the release. You know what I mean? Like, the more light that gets shined onto this shit, even if it's just a little bit at first and we don't get it, the more it gets inched into the light, the greater the opportunity it is that the whole thing's going to bust open, you know? And we're going to get there. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I feel like the truth comes out. I feel like no matter how they try to bury this shit, eventually this shit finds the light of day. And we are at a time of reckoning, you know? And in fact, when you think about it, guys, think about what's happened with the insurrection, with the fascism, Donald Trump beating these women in elections after disparaging women and being a degenerate, the misogyny and the racism that got us to where we are now. It is precisely something like this coming to light that's going to burn down the MAGA movement and going to signal the end of that, like, attempt to push us back to, you know, the 1950s, when literally guys who did that just got away with it all. They were like kings. It was happening out in the open and everybody just looked away and let it happen. So what better way for you know, MAGA to fucking bite the dust than this type of shit? I'm here for it. Okay? I am. I'm completely here for it. All right. What else we got? Okay, we got a couple clips here of Caroline Leavitt that we're going to watch real quick. There's two of them. All right, one of them is this ASIN clip, which is interesting. Now this right here, okay, is about the fake Obama treason narrative that they're trying to concoct right now, okay? And Caroline Leavitt, I guess, is talking about this. They're trying to say that this DNI report vindicates Trump. Now, we should look at the DNI report real quick, because when you look at what Tulsi Gabbard's doing, is the whole thing is literally just a PR campaign. and like a shitty internet campaign, right? You see this, right? Look at this creation of a hoax. There's like a red X, a couple red circles. There's some red lines through shit. It's now what's odd about this is this whole thing with the cutout news pieces and the flow chart like this. Somebody commented on this, right? I believe it was the fucking Jim Albertson or whatever, where he said, where is it? He said right here, analyze this image and describe how it mirrors a Q drop. Right? Oh, shit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? This is funny, bro. Oh my God, dude. I love this. Okay. Now these are the like a Q drop is like the QAnon sort of things of like, hey, conspiracy theory. Hey guys, look at this. And they're always made to sort of look like, ooh, red X, red circle, cut out pieces of paper, flow chart, fucking, ooh, like a, you know, like a what do you call them? A ransom note and shit like that. Like, ooh, top secret. We're fucking catching all these pieces. And it says the infographic depicts a timeline alleging Obama officials fabricated the Russia hoax post-2016 election using suppressed intel, secret meetings, and media leaks to undermine Trump. It mirrors Q drops by promoting deep state conspiracy narratives, e.g., Q calls Russia probe all fake, employing dot connecting visuals, cryptic annotations, and anti-establishment rhetoric to reveal hidden truths akin to QAnon style of encouraging self-research into alleged cabals. And I thought this was just really genius because this is exactly what it is. Like, this is the type of shit you see on Reddit or you see in Facebook where they, you know, it like makes a bunch of assertions with no real, like, actual proof, and their only proof are, like, some headlines that have been severed from the actual articles. But it's that flow chart kind of thing, right? That flow chart kind of thing with the fucking circles and the red X's and that draw you to, oh, right? The briefing was pulled, a secret Russia meeting. Oh, it's a hoax. It's a hoax. Oh, look, it's supported by NBC News and the Washington Post, right? But there's no information in this. You know what I'm saying? This is all fucking bullshit. This whole thing. And all of their thing is like a little graphic design setup, right? The whole thing is just a Twitter thing. Now, at the end of the day, dadgummit, Obama. Now, at the end of the day, guys, if she really had evidence of this, like treason, guys, we're talking capital crimes punishable by death. If there was evidence of treason or they had some type of evidence of actual wrongdoing, would she be releasing it in an infographic flowchart with red X's on Twitter? No, she would not. Okay, they would be preparing a very detailed case for a grand jury, for prosecution, right? I mean, doing all your information in an infographic and releasing it is the last fucking thing you would do if you were actually filing a case. Okay, if there's anybody prosecuting a case, if Jack Smith had somebody released an infographic like this from his office about Trump during the documents case or the fake electors case, he would have had their fucking heads, bro. He would have. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. This is a clown show, okay? It's a clown show, but all right, let's see what we got here.
This is truly one of the greatest political scandals in American history. And reporters at legacy outlets, some of which are sitting in this room today, like the New York Times and the Washington Post, were ridiculously awarded Pulitzer Prizes for their perpetuation of this hoax.
They were perpetually rewarded Pulitzer Prizes for perpetuating a propensity to profligate. Dude, oh, the biggest scandal of all time, Trumpy! Dude, so funny, bro. That was some first-class alliteration from Caroline Levitt. Oh, alliterate, baby.
Pulitzer Prizes for their perpetuation of this hoax. It's well past time for those awards to be stripped from the journalists who receive them. It is not just of
Hold
this
on, I want to hear this.
awarded Pulitzer. New York Times and the Washington Post were ridiculously awarded Pulitzer Prizes for their perpetuation of this hoax. It's well past time for those awards to be stripped from the journalists who receive them. It is not journalism to propagate political disinformation in service of the Democrat Party and those in the intelligence community who hand over out of context and fake intelligence to push a false political narrative. I will now pass it over to the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, to speak more about all of this. And
yeah, dude, so that's a lot of P's, a lot of alliteration and whatnot. Like, oh my God. See, the thing though that's crazy about this is like, dude, these guys are shouting in the wind, okay? Because this shit has been litigated, okay? We experienced it. We watched it live. We watched Obama call for intelligence reports. We watched those intelligence reports go through the Mueller investigation. There was the Senate Intelligence Committee that did a huge report on this. Marco Rubio led this. It was a Republican-controlled Senate. This shit was all litigated. We have all the information on this. There have been lawsuits that have been rejected that where they tried to like prove like, you know, election improprieties and all this bullshit. So like now Tulsi Gabbard's little infographics, they're trying to like rewrite history, but like, dude, we've already been through all this. Like, my God, like both parties, it's all nonsense. They're just sitting here like jerking it, so desperate to have some little like, please, for 1 minute, take our mind off Donald Trump skeezing on fucking young girls. Okay. It's literally, you know what I'm saying? It's literally this, guys. Okay, they are literally just trying to they're literally just trying to get the public's mind off of this, okay? Right? Here's a bunch of 15-year-old girls. There's Donald Trump staring at her fucking, like, you know, undeveloped chest, right? Of course, he was hanging out with these type of women, with John Casablancas and Jeffrey Epstein, and they are desperately trying to take our mind off this, okay? When, like, this is the reality of Trump. This is what we're talking about, dude. It's fucking disgusting. The man needs to be in fucking prison, okay? We're not going to stop until Trump is in prison or until, like, the, you know, the next adventure. If the afterlife wants to claim him, that's fine. Come get the man. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not succumbing to this shit. But let's see this other clip where now we have a reporter that is fucking taking her on. All right, you ready? Here we go. Here's a reporter that's going to take her to town about this Obama scandal.
Effort to talk to Ghislaine Maxwell. I know that Todd Blanchard mentioned that earlier this week.
the president spoke to this yesterday, and he said he thinks it's an appropriate idea. Kelly.
What is the accountability that you would like to see if the current president is the one who brought the case to the Supreme Court and Chief Justice Roberts made clear in his opinion that a sitting president's responsibilities in office cannot lead to prosecution, immunity? So what is it the President Trump wants regarding President Obama, given that fact? And the special counsel.
Oh, what a fucking question there. She said, okay, so you want to take your Obama scandal all the way to the Supreme Court, but like the Supreme Court already ruled that presidents have complete immunity. So therefore, this ruling that President Trump sought and received, obviously that applies to Obama too. So what are you trying to get out of this? Since we know he has immunity, even if you run this to the Supreme Court, we know the outcome. Because Donald Trump actually like created this situation where you can't do anything to Obama. So what are you after here? Now, we know what they're after. They're trying to hide the Epstein chaos, and they're trying to drum up something, anything that will prevent them from getting shellacked in 2026. But here, let's see this.
Time, Durham, when that Supreme Court matter was not in effect, could have charged anyone and did not. So on those 2 points, how do you respond?
Look, the president has made it clear that he wanted these documents to be declassified. He wanted the American people to see the truth, and now he wants those who perpetuated these lies and this scandal to be held accountable. As for what accountability looks like, as the director said, it's in the Department of Justice's hands, and we trust them to move this ball forward.
Well, you would agree President Obama cannot be charged based on that immunity.
Again, I'll leave that to the Department of Justice.
Oh, yeah. So there, she's just, there you go, fucking, right? Her whole thing is immunity for us, right? Immunity not for thee, immunity for me, but not for thee. Oh, Caroline, Caroline. Dude, Caroline Leavitt, she looks like shit, bro. Dude, she looks like she's aging like so fast. You know what I'm saying? She is aging so fast, dude. She is. She's just getting brutalized. Meanwhile, you ready? Meanwhile, Donald Trump is focusing on the important shit, right? We got homelessness, we got education, we got a financial crisis. People can't afford to live, a housing crisis, right? Supposedly they believe we have an immigration crisis, but what do we got from Trumpy? We got this. All right, he's working on the important shit.
And lastly, sir, as you said in your speech, we don't want woke AI. We want AI models based on accurate information that give accurate information and accurate answers. This executive order will ensure that when the federal government procures or promotes different AI models, that those AI models are ideologically neutral, that they don't embrace...
Look at him! Look at him! Look at his face! Look at this fucking clown! Right? Oh, there's no woke AI. Oh, we can't have AI that's compassionate or protects any type of marginalized people. It's got to be AI that says Jesus is the fucking guy and God's going to stick a finger in your butt. Oh, Bible up your ass. Dude, what the fuck, bro?
Logically neutral, that they don't embrace wokeism and critical race theory.
Wokeism.
And all of these terrible theories that have done
critical
so much damage
race
to our country.
theory? Dude, oh my God, dude. Dude, dude, wokeism touched my pee-pee, bro. I'm traumatized by this. Dude, I love seeing him at a fucking desk like this. He does. He always looks like he's shitting his pants. Woke AI. Dude, yeah, no, he never has any idea what he's signing. Dude, he has no idea. He's just sitting there. Dude, he is just a patsy for Project 2025 people. That's all he is. Fucking patsy, clown show. All right. So I guess let's see Tulsi Gabbard's little bit here. Okay. There's one more quote, another bit here about Tulsi Gabbard getting questioned by a reporter about the Obama-Biden situation. Dude, look at her, bro. Oh my God, she's a fucking ghoul, dude. Jesus. All right, here we go. Tulsi. Dude, what happened to you, Tulsi? Russia fucked you up, right?
The Senate Intelligence Committee spent several years looking into this and unanimously agreed in a bipartisan fashion, Secretary of State Rubio was a member of that committee, that there was no political interference. There was a years-long Justice Department investigation into this as well that also concluded no political interference. So help us, from a 50,000-foot level, explain, what do you now have that refutes those two?
Yeah, she doesn't have shit.
I will encourage you, in my role as the Director of National Intelligence, my job, again, as I said when I came into this role, was to...
All right.
That refutes those two.
I will encourage you, in my role as the Director of National Intelligence, my job, again, as I said when I came into this role, was to make sure that we are telling the truth to the American people and that we are ensuring that the intelligence community is not being politicized. So I'm not asking you to take my word for it. I'm asking you and the media to conduct honest journalism and the American people to see for yourself in the documents that we've released now, close to 200 pages, that point in multiple references, multiple examples, to include comments that have been made by senior intelligence professionals who are some still working within these agencies today that confirm the conclusions that we have drawn, that President Obama...
See, now, before she goes into this, I'm going to say, if you've looked at some of these documents, they're releasing like pages of documents that are redacted with like single paragraphs unredacted, and they're out of context little blurbs from email conversations, various committee conversations. So the thing about it is again, it's just like somebody may say somewhere in this meeting, well, I feel like this intel's been completely ignored. And they're like, aha, the intel was completely ignored. They got a big red circle and a red X on it. But again, this guy says, what do you have? Like, what's your smoking gun? And she doesn't list anything. She goes into a diatribe, a word salad. Well, when I took this job, it's up to you to do fair reporting and look at our 200 pages of documents unredacted and decide for yourself. But like, no, you're telling us Obama committed treason. You're telling us you have proof he committed treason. And it supersedes the Senate Intelligence Committee that looked at all the same documents you're now releasing. So tell us, Tulsi, where's your evidence? I don't have any evidence. Oh, because I'm just putting together bullshit because Trump's raping girls. Right? I mean, it is a fucking clown show of like the nth degree.
Directed an intelligence community assessment.
All right, here we go.
Drawn that President Obama directed an intelligence community assessment to be created to further this contrived false narrative that ultimately led to a years-long coup to try to undermine President Trump's presidency.
Again, though, President Obama did call for an investigative report and an intelligence assessment of every way that Russia interfered with the election. Yes, he did. He did it. And it wasn't like what she says is she says...
An intelligence community assessment to be created to further this...
You see how she's choosing her words carefully there after created? Watch.
Directed an intelligence community assessment to be created to further this contrived false narrative.
To further this contrived false narrative. But the Russian interference in the election was not contrived. It was not a false narrative. There was evidence that they didn't change any votes, but there was evidence that they used social media. They compromised voter rolls. They tried to hack into election systems. They fucking hacked the DNC. We had all manner of instances of Russian collusion, possible collusion with Trump, and definite interference. And so he created and called for an intelligence assessment to monitor all of that and to unearth all of that. And it wasn't a hoax, and it wasn't fake, and it wasn't bullshit. It was the real thing. We've all seen it. The Senate Intelligence Committee has seen it. Tulsi Gabbard, fuck you. Fuck you, Donald Trump. Fuck you, buddy. You're not getting away from Epstein. You fucking pieces of shit. But again, she's choosing her words carefully because she's trying to imply that since they believe it's a hoax and it's bullshit, oh, Obama furthered this hoax. But man, they're going to get nowhere with this. They're going to get nowhere with this. This is a dead issue.
That ultimately led to a years-long coup to try to undermine President Trump's
A coup.
presidency.
And it's your belief that those two previous investigations missed that or covered it up?
I'm telling you to look at the evidence. Look at the evidence.
So, and he said, so you're saying those two previous investigations missed it or covered it up? And she's like, I'm telling you to look at the evidence. Tulsi, fucking clown show. Oh my God, dude. Dude, fuck these guys. I'm serious, dude. Fuck these guys. Like, they're so full of shit. We know they're full of shit. They're not going to get anywhere with this bullshit fucking, narrative. The whole fucking thing is a non-fucking instance. All right, we're going to watch two more videos, okay? We're going to watch two more videos here, all right? One of them we're going to watch is this one, NBC News, about the subpoena of the fucking, right? The subpoena of the House Oversight docs, right? Is there a video or is it just an article? No, there is a video.
Tonight, a new report that President Trump is named in the Epstein files. And the Wall Street Journal states that he was briefed in May by the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, that his name appeared multiple times, according to senior administration officials. The Journal writes the files contained what officials felt was unverified hearsay about many people, including Trump, who had socialized with Epstein in the past, saying Trump was told many other high-profile figures were also named. Tonight, neither the White House nor the Justice Department would respond specifically to whether the president's name is included. But a DOJ official points out a mention of anyone would not necessarily suggest wrongdoing. Further, the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, did release a statement. Nothing in the files warranted further investigation or prosecution. As part of our routine briefing, we made the president aware of the findings. Asked by reporters last week if the Attorney General told him his name is in the files, the president denied it.
Did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen.
President Trump has said he had a falling out with Epstein 2 decades ago. The White House says the president kicked him out of his club for being a creep, dismissing the new report as fake news. In a separate update, a blow to the president's call to unseal secret grand jury testimony in the Epstein case, a push made by the DOJ after pressure, including the president's MAGA base. A federal judge in Florida denied the request, stating the government failed to meet any of the rare exceptions for disclosure allowed under the law.
All right, Kelly joins us now live. Kelly, you also have new information about efforts to get more information from convicted Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell.
There are 2 different efforts to interview Ghislaine Maxwell, who's serving 20 years in prison for her role in trafficking underage girls. The White House says the DOJ expects to meet with Maxwell very soon, and the House Oversight Committee plans to subpoena Maxwell for a deposition August 11th. Maxwell's attorney says she is considering whether she will answer questions or take the fifth. Tom?
Okay, Kelly O'Donnell leading us off tonight.
All right. Dude, that was a good little bit. And what is this? What do we got here with the medium? This is a timeline. All right, I think we'll save this for tomorrow. We'll actually look over that timeline.
I regret the pain that was caused.
Nearly 5 months after first talking about a
later. Yeah, no. We'll save that for tomorrow. I'm gonna bounce out short tonight, guys. Right? I think I'm gonna bounce out short tonight. Maybe we'll do a little hog watch real quick to wind it down on do a little TikTok hog watch, see if we find some MAGA hogs, because I do want to get ahead on multiple videos. All right. This shit, guys, it's coming apart. You know what I'm saying? It is definitely coming apart. Right? And frankly, guys, it's beautiful to see, right? It is. I love seeing this because we know it's a matter of time. Okay, I'm not done yet, guys. We're gonna go in here and do a little bit of the hog watch. Hold on, I'm gonna save that for later. We're gonna fucking keep that. We're gonna go to the TikTok. But so I just think that it's great to see these guys fall apart, okay? Because we know that Trump staffs his entire administration with loyalists that are unqualified. They're constantly like battling each other. There are people that are leaking shit because nobody really wants him to become a fascist fucking dictator, like most people don't. You know, I'm sure his like deep inner circle, they want that. But the fact of the matter is there's no loyalty among thieves. I mean, you've heard that phrase, right? No loyalty among thieves. And I feel like that describes the Trump admin perfectly, because that's what they are. They're all crooks. They're all degenerates. And they're all like, you know what I'm saying? They have no real loyalty. They have this fealty to Trump in order to get in his good graces, to fucking get a slight advancement or whatever, you know, to get, you know, on his good side, etc. You know, but for the most part, there's no loyalty to the man whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? None whatsoever.
Oh, for real?
Oh my God, dude. Look at how grizzled these women look. Dude, I'm gonna kill the sound, but look at how fucking grizzled these women look. There's Pam Bondi. Look at Kristi Noem. Dude, she looks so weathered, doesn't she? My God, dude, she looks brutalized. And Caroline Levitt, like so severe. Her facial structure is like, doesn't she look like, she looks like Carrie's mom. Did you guys see the movie Carrie? Remember her crazy religious mother that like locks her in the fucking room under the stairs and shit? That's what Caroline Levitt looks like, dude. Oh my God, they're scary, bro. Jesus. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, dude. Stephen Miller. What's up, Goebbels? Dude, Trump with a fucking spider on his face or some shit. That shit is wild, bro.
As an entrepreneur myself, I'm...
So I was just forcibly outed at work today, and I'm gonna try not to cry throughout this video.
Dude, I feel bad for that. People who like, dude, trans people have it hard enough just fucking making it in the world. Like, you don't have to forcibly out them. You don't have to fucking like draw undue attention to them. Just let them be. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? Just fucking, you know, extend a hand and fucking give them some help.
What do you mean I'm paying every single month for my health insurance, but I have to pay $9,000 before I can actually use my health insurance?
Yes, dude, there you go. I love this because, dude, this is like, think about this, guys. When we try to get Medicare for all or state-funded health insurance, everybody says, oh, you don't want to lose your health insurance. Don't take away our health insurance. But it's like, dude, you literally pay every month for health insurance. And then what's your deductible? $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. Thank you, Omega. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So you pay every month for insurance, and then you have to pay a huge sum in order to be able to use your insurance. And then you have copays. And then when you finally, your insurance does kick in, they find every way to not cover shit as well. Like, bro, please, you're killing me.
What do you mean by that?
Say, you're not American. First and foremost, you're not. Remember what I said?
Protect the children, but you voted for this?
Baby, and she's got Marla's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this part yet, but time will.
Dude, she's talking about his daughter, Tiffany Trump. Look at this shit, bro. This is Trump talking about his daughter, Tiffany, when she's a little girl, saying, oh, she's got Marla's legs. We don't know if she's got her boobs yet. Like, bro, this is the children protectors.
Protect the children, but you voted for this?
Baby, and she's got Marla's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this part yet, but time will tell.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Ivanka, what's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
So
She
creepy.
was a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know? I'll
So
go
gross.
backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, you know, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
like a
everything
doctor.
is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
Yeah, what kind of father says that is a fucking sexually deviant father, is the guy who says that.
As you may have heard, CBS, which happens to have the same parent company as the network this program currently airs on, unceremoniously canceled The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. And, yes, in this case, I'll allow it. Now, obviously, I am certainly not the most objective to comment on this matter. Many of you may or may not know, Stephen and I worked together on this very program together from 1999 through 2005. Look how young. Look at that. Haven't changed a bit.
Dude, it's funny. Colbert actually looks pretty much the same, dude. He looks different, but Colbert looks almost exactly the same.
And then Stephen began our sister program, The Colbert Report, also on Comedy Central. A show which, in my mind, if I may, a show which, in my mind, remains to this day one of the most astounding accomplishments in satirical television, rendering a fictional character in real time 4 nights a week. For 10 years, so seamlessly, many viewers believed him to be the boorish, high-status idiot he was portraying.
Yeah, I'm sure CBS is losing some shit. Dude, we canceled our Paramount Plus. Man, instant nixing of Paramount Plus. Like, absolutely. And I think a lot of people are going to do it.
Do you care more about helping Americans or immigrants in this claim?
Immigrants are Americans. I'm an immigrant.
Dude, yeah. Do you care about helping more about Americans or immigrants? See, what a dumb question. I can't really watch any of this stuff because, you know, copy shit. But like, what a dumb question, right? From, you know what I'm saying? From that, do you care more about helping Americans or immigrants? Like, they're not two different things. There are many, 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 many tens of millions of immigrants that are Americans. Like, dude, these people are so dumb, bro. These anti-immigrant MAGA people are so dumb. They are so dumb. They just like, they turn everything into a non-exclusive binary, right? Into some type of exclusive binary. You know, it's just such a, like, right? It's such a clown show.
Here's the test. Tulsi Gabbard has leveled one of the most serious charges against an American, much less an American president, ever. She accused the former American president of treason. I can't think of anything more serious. So here's the moment where we call the bluff. When will the charges be leveled? 5 days from now, I'm going to ask, when are those charges leveled? 10 days from now, when are those charges? When are we prosecuting President Obama? The answer is never, because there's not a court in the United States that will do anything that utterly laugh these contentions out of court. So that's the test. Don't take it from this Democrat.
Yeah.
Is the DOJ going to charge President Obama?
It's true. No, they're not.
No, they're not, because every court in the land will laugh this premise off the.
Yeah, because basically they're taking a couple hundred paragraphs from thousands of redacted documents and they're pulling them out of context to try and prove, aha, if somebody in a meeting somewhere said Obama's like doing something wrong, they're like, aha, smoking gun. Dude, no court would fucking do anything with this, dude. I mean, it's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Here.
Fuck. So how much money did I make off of 7 point?
What's your order?
He won't release the list.
What if he doesn't fucking leave? I know most of you have thought that because now it could happen because we don't know how government really works anymore.
Dude, I love Mark Maron. Oh, shit.
We used to think there was rules and stuff, but clearly none that weren't bendable or completely eradicatable. Is that a word? I mean, there doesn't seem to be any rules, kind of. There's all these norms, which are basically just sort of like, you're going to do the right thing, right? Yeah, no problem. Don't worry. What is that?
Dude.
I'm Stephen Colbert. I heard that many viewers are feeling frustrated and uneasy about the news of my unfortunate firing. But there's no need for everyone to rush to say goodbye to me. Believe me, I haven't given up yet.
Dude, this is like, I think this is an AI Stephen Colbert. Dude, yeah, I love Mark Maron. He's amazing. I'm watching the show Stick right now. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's Mark Maron and Owen Wilson. It's really good, dude. It's a really good show. Fucking love it. Right? He's not going to leave. Yeah, he's going to leave. He's going to leave. Trust. Right? He's not going to want to leave, but dude, by the time his shit is over, he's going to be fucking, he's aging so fast, guys. I don't think he's going to have a lot of spunk left in him in a couple of years, dude. I feel like he is going to start rapidly declining. Okay?
I work in an
we'll
office with basically all men. All of my coworkers are men under the age of 37, and the HR department does not exist. So these are my favorite things my male coworkers have said to me in real life, in person, in the office, okay? Number one, we're gonna start strong. Are you on your period? Yes, actually I am. You should get out of my office now. Number two, have you eaten your lunch? You just are kind of being a bitch right now.
Jesus, dude, the way that men think they can fucking talk to women is astonishing.
No, I haven't actually. How about you go microwave it for me? Number three, low-key, you looking like a thought today. Okay, thank you. And this one is my personal favorite. He said, there's a cardinal rule for men that we can't date 10s because they get too much attention and just can be bitchy. So you have to marry a 7. You're unfortunately a 10.
Dude, so weird, dude.
How I got multiple videos to hit 1.
No one cares.
Since you guys love drama, let's talk about the controversy of the Unfuck America Tour Tampa stop. So first things first, I had no idea that our sign, our cardboard sign, was going to be the main character. So thank you so much to our cardboard sign. The real truth of the matter is I have pregnancy brain and I left our signs in my house. And I asked one of our staffers to go get cardboard. I meant like the colored cardboard that you like make signs out of. He came with a literal cardboard box. Sometimes my staff takes things a little too literally. Then I woke up to a lot of videos like this.
So thank you from the bottom of my heart for making me feel safe and comfortable in a place that I didn't think I would.
That I went over to the Unfuck America tour and they
probably disagree on a lot of stuff, but honestly, she's pretty cool. I think you're cool too. Yeah, so I said, all right, I'll do a video. You can promote your stuff.
After I watched these videos, and many of them were very critical of what we were doing, I felt as if we're still on the right path. A lot of people on.
All right, you guys.
Hey, look, guys. I used to be a Republican. I used to be on the MAGA train. I'm having a change of heart, watching all this stuff unfold before my eyes. Could you guys give me 5 reasons why I should vote Democrat? Hey, look.
Oh, he wants reasons to vote Democrat. He's seeking engagement, right?
On Friday, Donald Trump posted, I absolutely love that coal.
I thought he was going to go somewhere with it, but no, he's just, oh, can you give me 5 reasons? Dude, anytime I see a post like that, dude, they're just seeking engagement. They're hoping you'll fucking boost their shit in the algorithm.
I'm about to be a little petty, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. This is for the people who got left behind in November by their families and friends because they voted for Trump. Do you get it now? Are you starting to clock what we were saying? We were telling you this man treats people terribly.
Dude, he's treated people terribly from the start. Who the fuck? I will never understand why anybody, right? Why anybody would fucking vote for Donald Trump. Like, you have to be an idiot. You know what I'm saying? You have to be an idiot.
We knew it. And honestly, we think you knew it too. We know. These are the things we know. We know that a 13-year-old filed charges against him, but backed out because she feared for her life. And that is documented evidence. We know that 26 women have filed sexual assault charges against him. We know he's found liable for 1. And in his documentation where they were asking him questions, he said that E. Jean Carroll seemed like she thought it was sexy.
Dude, her fucking nail color is amazing. I love this woman's nail color. I used to use a green that was called Dollar Bill. Okay, that was a really like vibrant green that was a little bit like this. I really dig the nail color. All right, got to comment that actually. Let's go. All right. Dude, it's good shit, bro.
Epstein files and the president's comments yesterday calling it a hoax. Can you clarify which part of the Epstein hoax is the hoax part?
The president is referring to the fact that Democrats have now seized on this as if they.
Oh, yeah, we saw that. Oh, that's the hoax. The fact, which part is the hoax? Oh, there is no part that is a hoax. We call it a hoax. If the Democrats talk about it, we call it a hoax. What is up?
This off. There. Isn't that problematic enough for Obama and at least some in that realm to worry about? No. There.
Oh, here we go.
Isn't that problematic enough for Obama and at least some in that realm to worry about? No. I actually don't think that anybody is sweating any piece of this. First and foremost, Barack Obama now has immunity for every single thing that he ever did, because that's how Trump wanted it, and the same thing will apply to him. So, end of story. Kelly O'Donnell asked about this in the press briefing room. Caroline Leavitt was unprepared for that question. She should read up on all the things that Trump wanted. I am excited for, if it happens, it'll be primetime entertainment, the cage match between Tulsi Gabbard and Marco Rubio, because Marco Rubio was the lead senator on the bipartisan intel committee, and their report found that Moscow's intent was to harm the Clinton campaign, help the Trump campaign after Trump became the presumptive nominee, and undermine the U.S. democratic process. That is the same thing also that Tulsi Gabbard spoke to when she was on Joe Rogan's podcast in 2018. There's also video footage of Barack Obama himself saying it, saying that no machines were altered. They did not hack the infrastructure, but they tried to do an influence campaign, which we have all acknowledged.
But hey, Tulsi's got a nice flow chart.
What day is it? What year is it? Democrats? What? Have all, you said we've all
right. Like, but Tulsi's got a nice little infographic here.
Sometimes I think, like, what day is it? What year is it? Democrats? What? Have all, you said we've all acknowledged. Well, Marco Rubio, I believe, is a Republican, and he's one of the more important ones. He has 85 roles in the administration, and he was the lead Republican who found that as well. This is such old news. It's beyond comprehension that we're talking about, and I understand that this Epstein situation is very tricky for the administration, and day by day it gets worse and worse and worse. But they are pulling out all of the greatest hits to try to inflame the minds of their most, conspiracy theory addled base, so that they hear Brennan, Clapper, Obama, Hillary, and they get activated, and suddenly they won't be mad at Trump anymore for not releasing the Epstein files or whatever he had to do with any of it.
Dude, they are so desperate. Yeah, nobody's interrupting her. I mean, they know. Like, the thing about this is these people on Fox, they know this. They're not stupid. These guys, they act stupid, but these guys have fucking educations. Everybody here knows it. They know it's all word salad, wordplay bullshit. I mean, my God, dude, we litigated this stuff over the course of years. It was years that we watched these investigations, bipartisan investigations. Don't forget, during the second half of Donald Trump's term, the Senate was like, it had like a 6-seat Republican majority. Every one of those committees that investigated this shit was run by Republicans, was fueled by Republicans. Like, there is just no question at all what the outcome of this shit was. And they think we forgot about it. But, like, dude, the whole thing is fucking ridiculous.
2 weeks ago, I was serving a party of 20 people, and a lady came up to me, and she was like, I don't think I would say this if I didn't have 2 margaritas in me already, but I like your Batman underwear. I was like, fuck, are you serious? And she was like, yeah, I can see them through your pants. I was just thinking, okay, well, now she's my new superhero, because I've been wearing it like this for 4 hours and nobody's fucking said anything. So I went to my coworker, Avi, and I was like, do you see the Batman? Do you see it? And I like showed her, and she was like, oh, I do. I was like, did you not see it earlier? And she was like, no, I didn't. 2 weeks ago.
I'm Mr. Beast, and I want to help.
Fuck you, Mr. Beast.
I pay $1,000.
For example,
Okay, I won't gatekeep.
The US government has decided that we will never have anything ever again. But thankfully, we will always have the "that's a lot of beans, you nasty ass bitch" tweet.
Dude, yeah, that was actually a good tweet, dude, with 𝗙𝗏𝗏 with Nancy Mace. That was a good tweet. I'll give it to him. That one was fucking epic.
Why the Epstein list would be a breaking...
Okay, here we go. Let's look at this.
A lot of non-Trump supporters are confused as to why the Epstein list would be a breaking point for a lot of MAGA. I am not confused about it.
So I'm gonna chime in. I don't know what her reasoning is, but I'm gonna share with you while she's discussing it why I believe the Epstein list is a breaking point for MAGA. And part of it is in MAGA's conscious mind, and part of it is in MAGA's subconscious. It's going to affect them in ways that they don't even realize. Number one is the MAGA people have looked at Epstein as a deep state conspiracy, the pedophile conspiracy. This Epstein thing is like a linchpin of Democratic, right? The Democratic deep state, demonic, like all of their worldview is tied into the fact that the Democrats and Hollywood are pedophiles. And this Epstein thing is the crux of the Democratic, unveiling of all of their issues. And so by Trump hiding this shit or if he's in there with them, it's like a world shaker, because either he's in there and then they're like, fuck, how do I process that? Or B, he's not in there and he's protecting all of them, which is almost even worse. Okay. So it is important to them because they have literally built their worldview around that deep state conspiracy. And yeah, we know he's in there. And now the Wall Street Journal proved it. But I mean, from the MAGA point, some of them want to believe he's not in there and they're going to go deny it till the end. Okay. But now what I think is more powerful, guys, is the subconscious effect of this thing. And that is the fact that MAGA are being communicated to them. They're being told that their own people are lying to them. Okay. And whether they hold Trump accountable or whether they hold their influencers accountable, they are seeing in real time that they were lied to. They were lied to by Trump. They were lied to by Benny Johnson and Libs of TikTok and Cat Turd and Dan Bongino and Kash Patel and all of these guys and all of the sort of like back and forth of people trying to get out of these lies. What essentially is happening, hold on, I blew up the chat. Let me fucking reform the chat here. Sometimes my fucking Chrome fucking blows out the chat. It's just too much. But so the reality, guys, is when they have their whole worldview built around this conspiracy theory, and then everybody on their own side starts lying or changing their tune. Bongino was like, yes, it's a conspiracy. Now, no, it's not. Everybody is sort of flip-flopping. They're trying to wriggle out. No matter what happens with this, on some level, they will have a distrust for their own media and influencers. Now, the next time they look at some juicy piece, they're going to wonder on some unconscious level if it's true, right? Like once your trust has been broken in that way, and once you watch this like impenetrable wall of truth get fractured, and these people that were the only people telling the truth are now telling you 10 different versions of shit, you can't like undo that, guys. You can't undo that. Even if they don't see it, they will take it in on some unconscious level that their impenetrable fortress of truth is now flimsy. It's fractured. It's unstable. And it's like everybody's no longer 100% in everybody else's corner. And that little bit of weakness is like the cracks that start to break this shit down. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
at all. I understand why some people are, but because I've looked into how much conspiracy theories mold our political climate, I'm not confused at all. I don't think a lot of people realize, and I say this over and over again, but I don't think a lot of people realize that conspiracy theories are the glue that hold this entire cult together.
yes.
I could talk about this for hours, but
It's true. It's true. Everything is a conspiracy theory. It's the deep state. It's the cabal against Trump. It's George Soros. It's the Democrats, the LGBTQ cult, right? They have all these conspiracies, and now they're like, holy shit, Trump is on the list. Everybody's lying to cover it. Dan Bongino was lying to us for years. Everybody's making shit up just to like win political points. And now it's all going to cave in, and they're all going to knife each other on the way down, bro. Right? They're going to knife each other on the way down, literally. All right. I'm going to go make some videos.
And I'm looking at my notes.
All right, we'll watch a little Good Trouble because I love him.
Repeat the narrative, and I'm looking at my notes here. New York Times says Russian hackers acted to aid Trump in the election.
To be honest here, I feel like Tulsi baited Obama into a response. His response? Pathetic. Most certainly a desperate attempt at deflection here. Democrats' new favorite word, distraction. It's a distraction.
Dude, dude, those eyebrows are fucking really making me fucking jubilant.
From what? There are multiple things going on right now. People are capable of focusing on multiple things at one time.
From what Distract you from what? Yeah, you're right. Nothing springs to mind. Go on.
Tulsi Gabbard is the only one, National Director of Intelligence, who's ever truly challenged the deep state.
Tulsi Gabbard. This Tulsi Gabbard?
When you're talking about like these Russian troll farms that you mentioned and all of the outrage about how this foreign country is trying to influence our elections.
Oh, Tulsi.
Which is wrong.
Tell us more about Russian influence.
Where this information is coming from. Why does somebody do that? Well, because this country does want to influence who we're electing, right?
Oh, Tulsi, pray tell, on the Joe Rogan show, no less.
Oh, we'd rather work with this person. We know that person's not going to be nice to us. Yes, we need to stop these other foreign countries, and Russia's not the only one. There are others from trying to influence the American people in our elections.
That's Tulsi Gabbard, your hero and avowed enemy of the deep state, acknowledging that Russia and other countries try and interfere in our elections.
Thank you, Tulsi.
One in 2016. Oops, dude. This is a woman whose opinions so often mirror Kremlin propaganda that she was labeled a Russian bot at one point.
Dude, she is literally like, she's like almost Jill Stein.
This was a woman who once asked the victims of a bombing in Syria how they knew it was Russia or Assad and not ISIS, how they could prove it. A 12-year-old. ISIS doesn't have jets, Tulsi. And if you think I'm making that crazy story up, which I wouldn't blame you, it's right fucking here. You can read it in The Independent. So just to recap, what we have now is a likely Russian asset who is our national security director pointing a finger at a former president who had nothing to do with treason in defense of somebody who accepted Russian help to win an election, which was treason.
Yes, thank you. Dude, I love him. He's so fun, bro. He is. Dude, he was like always one of my favorite political commentators all the way back in 2020 when I first got on TikTok. I've always loved him. He's just so fucking funny, dude. He is. He's so funny. All right, on that note, though, guys, it is time for edit mode, baby. It's time to get some fucking, right? Time to get a little bit of the freedom. Little bit of the freedom. Freedom. Come on! Let's go! If you arrest yourself again, I'll help you clean up the mess. No, I'm through with you. Your hoops and my obsessions, always jumping through. Let's go! Pay attention, you never will. Come on! Woo! I will overanalyze and fall victim. My venom lowers. Time to get to know myself. I'm still tangled, I'm not worried, 'cause I am caught up in this perfection. Pay attention, yeah, you never will. 'Cause you depend. So you always win. All right, guys. Thank you. I will see you tomorrow. Keep it real, baby. Yeah, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. Just Yeah!